Welcome to Columbus Krishna House Sunday Love Feast. Feasting the love. So today we're going to talk about the topic. It's very dear to me, and then I wanted to share. The topic is, we all know today is January 1st. We completed 2022, and a lot of people will be taking the resolutions in the new year based on what went right, what went wrong. Some reflections happens last year, most of the people, and then can you hear me? Yeah. So it is said based on the stats, a lot of people take resolutions on January 1st. 75% will be broken by third week of January. So we don't know how many stays further or long, including myself. We want to get up early, we want to chant better, we want to serve better, we want to develop humility. The devotees think like that. And in general, outside the world, I want to do this course, that course, I want to do well in college, job, work, family, I want to travel, so many things. So, but however, what is that stops it? Initial josh or enthusiasm is there, it doesn't last for long. And then over the period of time, this is repeating every year, we know, but still it's going to happen. So the same thing, if you say that, if we take the same concept, apply to Krishna consciousness. We try to do Krishna consciousness activities like chanting, reading, serving, association, some of us doing book distribution, preaching, you name it, so many activities. Purpose of that is to please to Krishna. So we're trying to do Krishna conscious activities, but are we really conscious of Krishna? Such a topic. Are we really conscious of Krishna? Or January 1st, I go to temple, tick. I'm chanting, done 16 rounds. I do this, done. I do this, done. So, but what is happening? When you eat, tusti, pusti, samtusti, so satisfaction, nourishment, and what is one? Happiness, fulfillment will come automatically. But I'm eating my favorite food, I'm not still happy. Something is wrong. Chanting, reading, hearing, association, but there's something that is becoming mechanical after some time. 5 years, 10 years, 15, 25 years after that, same temple, same chanting. There is a newness is not there. So I want to talk about that today. So so it's all, when you want to reflect, we have to go back and tap our memory, right? If you want to reflect something, we have to go back and remember what we did, what went right, what went wrong. How do I make different? How do I do different? So that we cannot, I think Einstein said, you cannot do same thing, expect the different result. We have to do something different. What is that I need to do? For that, we need to tap our memory. So what is memory? What is the purpose of memory? It's basically remembering, recalling it, and retaining it. And then once you have the fresh memory from the database, like most of us in IT, so we have RAM, RAM, ROM, RAM, database, extended database, disk. So we store a lot of things, files, data, you name it, videos, audios, all those things. But when you want to retrieve to index, so we bring it back. Sometimes it may take right away. Sometimes it takes a few seconds, few minutes. Sometimes you cannot even remember. I remember something, but I cannot remember now. Right? It is stored somewhere. So then what we do? We reformat our computer. Remove some of the unwanted files. The same concept, if we apply that in Krishna consciousness, so it all happens in the mind. Right? The mind is a collection of buckets. Thoughts, propensities, desires, inclinations, propensities. Right? Now, what we like, we keep it. Pleasurable things, we keep it. Painful things, we also remember, we keep it. We're supposed to forget and forgive and move forward, but we still hold on. So, as part of this bhakti is so profound, when we chant, when we do association with devotees, when we do any service, we're supposed to create some samskaras in our mind, create the deeper inclinations, the deeper impacts. But if that doesn't happen, it's shallow. It only happens on the surface. So when you want to recall it, there's nothing to recall. then it becomes mechanical. Like, we were chanting. When we're chanting, what is the mood in which you chant? Thank you very much, Krishna. You brought me here. You gave me an opportunity to associate devotees. You gave me an opportunity to sing a glories for whose pleasure? Yeah. A lot of times I'm not getting the taste. I don't feel like it doesn't matter. We do it for the pleasure of Krishna with a gratitude. So at the end, we talk about the three concepts which take home. The first is service attitude, gratitude, and the sound vibration, which is holy name. To do that without remembering and creating the memories in such a way that we can tap it and recall it, there's no question of gratitude. We take things granted. If there is no gratitude, there is no question of service attitude. When we feel grateful, Krishna gave me so much, Guru gave me so much, devotees did so much. I want to do something that will not come out. There is no service attitude. The attitude of me. What can I get? Even if you go to temple, I want to be peaceful. I want to do my service and walk away. It's not like Krishna brought me here. What can I do? That will not happen unless we feel gratitude. Without gratitude, there is no service attitude. Without service attitude, there is no taste of holiness. We can chant millions of lifetimes. Without these two, because why? The chanting of the holy names, the key to opening that bliss is, anybody can guess? Hinadapi sunitana, tarorapi savishna, amanina amanina kirtaniya adahari. That means humility. Without humility, nobody cannot go into spiritual world. Chanting the holy name opens the gates for Golok Vrindavan. Golokera Nam Harinam Sankirtan. So if we backtrack, without humility, we cannot chant properly. If we don't chant properly, then what happens? There is no deeper impressions. There is no deeper inclinations. There is no deeper memory where we can tap. Because why? There is no gratitude. Without gratitude, there is no service attitude. Without service attitude, there is no question of humility. No humility, that means you can chant. Key is given to us. Is the process, now is the key. When we chant with the gratitude, with the feeling, you have no idea how many rounds we chant. 6 minutes, 7 minutes, it goes fast. So fast. Otherwise, what is it? This 100 beats or 1000 beats in one round? Like, the distance meeting the devotees, see the devotees, how happy we should be. When you say Hare Bol, Hare Krishna, we should be happy. Feel happy when you see the devotees, Krishna is so happy. So, we will get there. Now, there is a technical details here. Technical mind, thinking, feeling, and willing. That's the functionality of mind. But whatever we invest in the mind, there is the 4 stages. The first is called Shipta, next is Muda, other is Vikshipta, other is Ekagrata. Shipta is restlessness. Mind is by nature restlessness, right? It's constantly changing. So how can I do the same thing every day, chanting? By nature, the mind wants new thing. It doesn't fit. Same Sunday feast, same temple. After some time, what happens? The mind, why? You can do so many things. The Shipta, the concept of Shipta will kick in. Restlessness. I can do something else. Because why? There is no gratitude. So next is Muda. When that happens continuously, then all we need is sluggishness, sleepiness. Most of the people, when they chant, they sleep. You know why? This is the stage. Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains. The reason when we chant, when we sleep, this is the second stage, that's anartha. It's simple. It's called stage Muda. As it says Muda. When we chant, we should be extremely attentive. What is Krishna consciousness? Awareness. I'm chanting, but I'm not aware I'm chanting. Because why I'm chanting? Object is gone. So that's the second stage of the mind which tricks us. Third is Vikshipta, which is Visheshakshipta. That means extreme restlessness. Extreme restlessness. And then It's all mass distraction. It will not be there initially because why we are new. When we think we are senior, after 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20, 30 years, this is this is called jada. It holds us. Because why? Because that's the reason it is no a deeper impact in the consciousness. There's nothing to tap. The memory is extended disk. Index, you cannot find any good things based on a collection of blessings. All the great things, moment, thank you, this and that. We only remember, we need a sympathy, we need acknowledgement. Yeah, I know it's very difficult. Yeah, that's what. I want to console, so that I need some company. No, chanting is blissful. I want to hear those things which pleases me. People also go to gurus. Why? We want a glorification from guru, or the devotees from guru, because we're so accustomed. Because I have this particular devotee favorite. Because why? It feels me good the way a person talks to me. He's so kind, so nice. It is not he's kind. It's a third stage of Muda. Because I need to hear my glory from others. That is my best friend. If somebody says something, no, I cannot accept. Who are you? I'm so senior. Who are you to tell me? Prabhu, he is not telling. Krishna is telling us to that person. Krishna is telling you should have one person who can put you. We should have one friend in our life who can keep you straight. Chanakya Pandit, he said, don't live in a place where you don't have a friend who can correct you, and there is no running water. In like a material world, he's saying that. So we need to have this understanding. The fourth is there, but somehow or other it doesn't matter. Muda, Vikshipta doesn't matter. But I want to chant for the pleasure of Radharani, Krishna. I want to go to temple because to show that my guru, to show Prabhupada. What do I feel? It doesn't matter. As a duty, Prabhupada, Jiva Goswami says, people start when they want, they like it. But when it becomes a duty, it takes to a preeti. People want love of God, but there's no duty bound. There is no discipline. Disciple has no meaning without discipline. Discipleship means discipline. Doing the same thing again and again and again and again. I'm ready to do it again, the same thing, with same enthusiasm. Fake it till you make it. It'll happen. Otherwise, as simple as that. The sleeping, sluggishness, and there is nothing to tap in the memory. At the end of the year, reflections, what do I do from January 1st of 2021 for the 31st December? I went to Vrindavan. Okay. Is that it? One word? I read. So what you read, can you remember? I read so many lectures. What did you remember the principles? You heard 2 hours lecture. Can you reproduce? You cannot reproduce. Reproduction only happens when there is a deeper impact in the memory. You cannot reproduce. There are people like if you pay attention, absorption. 2-hour lecture you hear, 2-hour lecture you can reproduce. That means we did not hear. Mind was everywhere. Stage of Muda, Vikshipta, and then Chitta. So anyway, now coming back to Bhagavad Gita. But what Krishna says, Manmanabhav Madbhakto Majjajimam Namaskuru Mam Evais Nityante Atmayavat Matparayana. What he says, engage your mind always thinking of me. Why this verse I pick it? Because Krishna said how many times? What is the second one? Manmanabhav Madbhakto Majjajimam Namaskuru Mam Evais Nityante Pratidanihi Vikshme. He again says, always think of me. Why is stressing 2 times? Think of me. Purpose thinking Krishna is to create a deeper impact, inclination, propensities in the mind. And that takes the 4th stage, Ekagrata. Ekagrata is the mind is at a peace. Without a person coming to the mode of goodness, the chanting is mode of ignorance, mode of passion. The chanting is very powerful. But since we are in the mode of ignorance, mode of passion, the chanting will not create. It has some benefit. The purpose of us, when we sit and chant, you forget yourself. We are aware of, I'm chanting Krishna's name and Krishna is on my tongue. I could feel the vibration of Krishna. Otherwise, is temehi kevalam. Again, I'm saying we are doing Krishna activities, Krishna conscious activities. Are we conscious of Krishna? That's one has to be honest with themselves. And again, there's so many kind of memories. Like I just did some research. So many kinds of memory, even in the material world. Sensory memory. Sensual memory means remembering all the things which gives us pleasure. Short-term memory, we know. Long-term memory, we know what does it mean. Working memory, what do I need to do today? I'm hungry, what I need to do. And then semantic memory, to remember the things, meanings of the words. Some people they have the encyclopedia. They remember all the letters, the names in the dictionary. Factual memory. Somebody asks, let's say, 25 by 25. What is the number? 25 into 25. 625. So that's a factual memory. Let's say 625 and 625. So now there are some people remember all those things. This is a factual memory. Because we have to go back in time. Because we know in the past we did that. So this acquires in the past. Then conceptual memory. It's basically, I just saw the definition. It's called construct based on observation. And the most cognitive. What I'm saying here, now we are in the temple. We are aware of Krishna. I'm looking at Adam into dress, color, jewelry. If I take you to the next room and I ask, can you remember what Krishna wearing the bindi? We just saw it. We see it. Just next door, if you go, next room, we cannot recall it. Because why? We're seeing, we're not seeing. What is the darshan means? Creating, impregnate in the consciousness, whatever is see, print. Then one can say, I'm practicing devotion service. What is my audacity say I'm a devotee? People say I'm a devotee. Yeah, is it so? We'll talk about false devotee. Who can claim a person can be a devotee? It takes millions of lifetimes to even to understand the definition of devotion. But this great acharyas, great devotees, we'll talk about that. Anyway, so now, and then, so same thing happened to Arjuna. Arjuna, at the end, he got instruction from Krishna. Go to Dwaraka, bring old people and the young people and then some queens. So when he went there, when he's bringing them, so he got attacked by some villagers. He got defeated. Then he was thinking, what happened? He was so great. He had so many weapons, so much of power. He even defeated demigods, Niyatakavatars, in demigods. If he equaled Shiva. So many wars he won, but he could not defend at the end. And he was remembering. What is that remembering? To read the prayers, amazing. He remembering all the instructions of Krishna. He remember all the great things he shared with Krishna. That he tapped that untappable. He tapped that untappable. He's everywhere. Krishna consciousness is everywhere. He's outside, is also within. If we look at the photo, what is that photo supposed to tell us? To take us into the pastime. It's not just a photo frame or colors. The purpose of photos, people look for the big frames. What is the purpose? I don't even look at the frame. We look at what is that, the Jiva Kala and the Krishna and the eyes. When you look at that, Krishna inject that pastime, he invites you. Otherwise, you can have so many photos. What is it's a dead? We don't want to have a museum consciousness. Yeah, it happened in the past. What does it mean to me? What is relevant to me right now? Each photo is the window of a spiritual world. Right now, if the photo can take us to window as a window to spiritual world, the same photo it can also create. Even thinking of that, you can go to spiritual world. Even in the nature, it's not like when you go to temple, I'm Krishna conscious. When I chant Hare Krishna, Krishna conscious, and I see the Krishna. Krishna is everywhere. But right now, when I go outside, I don't see that. Because why? There is no memory. We read in Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, all those things. We are not creating deeper impact in the consciousness. That is a reflection one has to think about. Then there's a couple of quotes Srila Prabhupada said. Way to develop Krishna consciousness is to spread the Krishna consciousness. What does it mean? Way to develop the Krishna conscious is to spread the Krishna consciousness. In giving, we receive, not by taking. We can never be successful in taking. In giving, we take. Because why? Krishna gives us to see that we are grateful that I received, I want to share with others. Then Krishna is also grateful. He is a person, he is a grateful. Some people once said, when we are not grateful, we will become grateful. Right? So Krishna is gratefully, he reciprocates. And then he also said, following the instructions is remembering Krishna. Not like a tape recorder put in there, chant Hare Krishna, every syllable we are listening. Yeah, I have a good one. How is Japa? Wonderful, I had amazing Japa. Okay. Who decides that? Who decides? Who substantiates my Japa? It's me. And wonderful, yeah, I could hear. And after that, what happens? Life continues. Following the instructions. Whether I like it, I don't like it, it's a convenient, it's not convenient, it's a pain, a pleasure, it doesn't matter. That's what Prabhupada says. He says, remembering not just remembering the past time, or Leela, this words, that words. Remembering means remembering our relationship with Krishna. Bhagavad Gita is based on the three principles: Swadharma, Swabhava. First one chapter, Arjuna explains why you should not fight. Because he's Kshatriya, I'm a Kula Dharma, I don't want to fight because my grandfather, my relative, this and that. Krishna patiently waits, and eventually Krishna smashed him on one principle: Swa Rupa. Swabhava, Swadharma is mechanical, is temporary, of material world. It can change. Swa Rupa. What is our relationship? Eternal servant of Krishna. If you understand that, then it manifests all other things. I am a servant of Krishna. Sambandha. My Guru connected me again back. What do I need to do to maintain that relationship and flourish in that relationship to please Krishna? Otherwise, what happened? It became mechanical again. There is nothing to tap. The memory is superficial. That hits when we face a tragedy. That's a test. Devotees also go through tragedy. Normal people also go through tragedy. But what is a devotee does? He goes back or she goes back and tap all the good things. Count the collection of blessings. All the things, then what happens? It rejuvenates us. We may feel bad, we may suffer, this and that, that's fine. But the state of devotee is never a hopelessness. Hopelessness is a godlessness. Godlessness is the symptom of atheism. Devotee will never be, he always tries, she always tries. He can be helpless or she can be helpless, but not hopeless. In that helplessness, that's where we turn to. On basis of what we remember, that's a gratitude again. Okay? You're all with me so far? Okay. And then there are a lot of things I wanted to say. But now, Krishna also says, Sarvasachaham Dasannavista Matta Smriti Gnanam Apoganam Chai. From me comes remembrance. What he says, first few words before, telling us to remember. But he says, I am the giving remembrance. But on what basis? Do I want remembrance or do I want forgetfulness? Krishna, based on the reciprocates. So now, end of the year, I want to remember. What do I remember? What I like. One time Bhakti Maharaj said, in Krishna consciousness, you can get everything you want. There's nothing in the world, then you cannot get this. It depends how serious you want. You will get everything what you want in the path of Krishna, including Krishna. That includes everything. When you get Krishna, you get everything. But do we really want it? Am I really serious? Do I really? Yeah, I know Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. So then Krishna says Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. That's the reason. Anta kale chamamim swarmukta kalevara. He says at the time of death, it depends on what you want, that's what I give. You want to remember me? Here you go. You want to forget me? I give the forgetfulness. He gives the remembrance in such a way that to forget. You know what I mean? There's a little technical term here. There's a light here. Is there a darkness? Light is the absence of darkness. And there is no light, there is darkness. They are all complement each other. The fullness has emptiness inside. Dark has no meaning without light. The light has no meaning without dark. This is the Upanishad. It's the Tarka logic. So same thing here. In remembering Krishna means forgetting, not forgetting. But I want forgetting. I want to be forget. That is also remembering. I need to remember that I need to forget Krishna. You understand the point? If you understand the point, you got the point. Okay. So at the same time, if I did some further analysis, it's called comes from the memory, right? There's so many kinds of memory we remember. As I mentioned before. So the memory has two functions: reality, non-reality. A memory is there, but there is no real. That's where it's become mechanical. I need to chant. I heard from my guru. I read it from Gita. Memory is there, but there is no reality. So that's where the Muda stage comes in. Kshipta stage comes in. Become restless. What happened? We become a ritualistic. Then we become mechanical. So now, reality is there, but there is no memory. Can anybody guess? Reality is there. There is no memory. Video games, movies. You see, we experience. That's another way of Shipta or Vishesha Shipta. Most of us. And no memory, no reality is hopelessness. There's nothing. We don't know why we're living. When we have to have a purpose in living. When we don't have purpose, when you don't have an objective, that's the reason. Even when we come to Krishna consciousness, the same thing will continue. Okay? And then now, it's 12:05. I want to tell one story. We talked about where we started the reflection. We start about the kinds of memory. We talk about three aspects: service attitude, gratitude, and chanting the holy name. So now, let's see one person, a personality, when he exemplified all of these. One time, there's nothing but my favorite character in Mahabharata is Arjuna. Arjuna was there in the chariot in the Krishna. In the war, Krishna rode. But other time, always Arjuna drives the chariot of Krishna. They travel long distance from Hastinapur to Dwaraka. By the time they reach, it was around noon. Arjuna was so tired. So Krishna also manifested tiredness. They both reached Dwaraka and went to the palace of Rukmini. Rukmini received them. And then it's lunchtime. Arjuna said, give me some time. I need to take a nap. And then wake me up after some. You cannot hear me? Can you hear me all from there? So Arjuna went into the room and he slept. He's taking little nap. In the meantime, Prasad was ready. Krishna took bath. And then he's... my humble request, if you can move forward, the devotees are coming there. Please don't block the way. Because if you block the people behind you, we should be considerate also for others. Sometime I'll say, move, I'm fine, but you're fine. Others are not fine. My happiness should not create a distress to others. Please move forward as much as you can. The temple is going to be filled up. Hare Krishna. So now where are we in the story? Arjuna is sleeping. Krishna took bath and waiting. In the meantime, lunchtime. Please move forward. So Rukmini came to Krishna. Let's have lunch. How can I have lunch without our guest? Who is the guest? What is he doing? So now somebody has to go and wake him up. Krishna said, I'll go and wake him up. Don't worry, you sit there and wait on the dining table. I'll go call Arjuna. So she goes inside. When she goes inside, she saw Arjuna for a long time. Have to see. When he sees when she sees Arjuna, she got into a trance. You know what happened? Conception, most of the people when we chant, as I said, what we do? We sleep. Here, Arjuna is sleeping, he's chanting in the sleep. Krishna's name unconscious. He's so tired, but he was chanting Krishna's name. And in that so innocence, so purity, goddess of fortune, she was mesmerized. Why Krishna never left him? Why he did not left Krishna? And standing there, she was so astonished, so jubilant, so happy. She started tapping like a kartals. Kirtan going on, and she started doing a compliment to Kirtan. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Arjuna was not aware. That happened for a few minutes. In the meantime, Krishna is being restless. Where is he? In the meantime, Narada comes. Any pastime happens, Krishna, Narada always comes. Krishna uses him. Mahajana Yenukata Sapanta. It also says Krishna says that Yatriti says Tattat Sivatrojaya Sayat Praman Kusta Lokas Tatanvartate. He set comes, he set example so that people can also follow. Narada comes. What's happening? I am hungry. I am also hungry. What is the problem? What is stopping us? Rukmini said she will call Arjuna who's sleeping inside. She never came back. Oh, okay, I'll go call him. So he goes inside. He goes inside. He sees the phenomena of Arjuna chanting in the sleep with the innocence, the purity. And right next to her is him, Rukmini, like a statue. She forgot what is the purpose. She was doing kartals. But looking at these two people, he got into trance. He totally forgot who is he, why he came. He took his veena, started playing. Harmonium, nice orchestra going on. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Like he's singing Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. That the word coming out from his mouth is so nectarian. And then they both become statue. Standing there, and then 5 minutes pass, 10 minutes pass, 15 minutes pass. Krishna has become restless. And again, next neighbor is Satyabhama. She came inside because I heard Narada is here, Arjuna is here. What's happening? They are inside. They came. I'm also hungry. So I'm also hungry, but they went inside to call. Krishna said, I'll go. No, sit down. I'll go and call. So here Satyabhama goes inside. When she goes inside, when she saw this orchestra, amazing Kirtan, absorption. Kirtan means absorption. Every syllable of the word, it has to impregnate into our consciousness. So that even in sleep, it has to play back. How many have that experience? It is given to us that opportunity, but we are so far away. We are so miser. We have to be great. Thank you very much, Krishna, for giving me an opportunity to hear your glories. When we do that, it directly impregnates into consciousness. That's where the saving grace for us. It saves us back. These memories is supposed to be a treasury, not a tragedy. Unfortunately, in the name of Krishna consciousness, we may be practicing. It ends up in tragedy. People lose interest, this and that. People do mistake, that's fine. Now we do mistake. Get up and walk again. We fall down, get up and even Brahma had a fall down. I'm not getting taste. Who is looking for taste? That's not good. Arjuna is not looking for taste. What is he doing? He was resting, he was sleeping. Unconsciously, he is conscious of Krishna. We're consciously unconscious of Krishna. Most of us. I'm talking about myself. When you come to temple, mechanical. When you serve, mechanical. When you eat prasad, become mechanical. When you look at photos, past tense, mechanical. That is not the purpose of Krishna consciousness. Purpose of Krishna consciousness is creating the deeper impact and undo all the things what is not, and then tapping the untappable. So now when Satyabhama went inside, he saw Narada playing veena and Rukmini is playing tapping, and then she started dancing. She forgot, she started dancing. That's what happens. Kirtan means something happens inside. We will make ourselves go in the lead the Kirtan. If you see anybody standing behind, he'll pull us. The Kirtan means something has to happen in the body. It manifests. Even you don't have to be dancing like an angel, but moving here and there to show Krishna, to reciprocate in our own way. reciprocate in her own way. She was helpless, dancing. Kirtan going on, this is going on, a 5 minutes past, 20 minutes past, 15 minutes past. Finally, Krishna got up. In the meantime, 2 hours, noon to 2 o'clock. And he went inside. When he went inside, he saw what's happening. Amazing atmosphere. Arjuna was sleeping. In the sleep, he's chanting. He's so blissfully. Rukmini is standing there looking at him. She became statue. She was doing cartwheels. Narada is playing Veena and looking at these two. And Satyabhama looking at these three, started dancing. Krishna went inside. He didn't want to disturb anybody. Just pay attention, my dear devotees. This is Krishna consciousness. You know what did Krishna do? He didn't want to disturb. When Kirtan going on, he also wanted to be part of it. The holy name is non-different. When we understand the holy name is non-different, that is a perfection of the life. When we chant Hare Krishna, the sound comes from the mouth, the Krishna is dancing on the surface of the tongue. When we don't experience that, fake it till you make it, doesn't matter. You try. Thank you, Krishna, give me an opportunity. And Krishna when Krishna manifests, oh my God, the consciousness of that is amazing. I'm sure all of you have some experience here and there. It cannot be explainable. It's called explain the explainability. You cannot explain, but you can experience that. So Krishna went inside and then he sat at the foot of Arjuna. He started massaging. So what can I do? They're so engrossed to give me pleasure. I didn't want to disturb their pleasure. Then he started massaging Arjuna. So when everyone wants to become a god, a servant, a leader, when Krishna wants a servant of his devotee, 25 years, 30 years, no, I walk into a temple, I'm so senior, people are not giving me respect. A season, my spiritual master once said it's very easy to work with the new people. We should do that. Once people become advanced, they think advanced. That's one of the reasons. Like I love to work with the new people. There's so much of innocence there. They don't think granted. They're grateful. Once we pass, things expect. I'm senior. You should listen to me. Did this. I want that role. I want this role. Okay. He's standing there, taking the role of a servant. What is the weight of this? What is the weight of this group? So you can easily lift, right? I'll give it to your hand, you can hold it. And I'll see. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, what happens? It becomes heavy for us. Same thing, holding the flute and standing there. Can you imagine anybody holding 2 hands like this? For years, they're standing there. 2 hands. Are we really grateful? If we're grateful, we will dance for there. What do you want me to do? What can I do for you? And then that's exactly Krishna went and sat near the foot of Arjuna, started massaging. Then Arjuna came to consciousness because he didn't want to be his master be servant. We had to be conscious. That again, chanting Hare Krishna attentively. First benefit is to create the awareness. That is a summum bonum of Krishna consciousness. The consciousness, if it without awareness, is a rigid. We have to, where are we? I'm here. Why I'm here? What should I do? What should not do? What can I do? First time walking to the temple, I was just talking to Suraka Uncle yesterday. And walking, the shoes are everywhere. The board is there, but still. Of course, people may be interested to walk into the temple, take darshan, that's fine, but walk in the temple, follow the instructions. Put the shoe. When you go inside and then you see shoes as desired, take a minute, arrange the shoe and come inside. Krishna will be looking for you. Krishna will be looking for you. That is the purpose of what can I do in the temple is what can I not take. In giving, we receive. When Arjuna opened his eyes, suddenly says Krishna. He realized what happened, suddenly he stopped. Arjuna, what are you doing? Krishna, what are you doing? Krishna is tears in his eyes. I don't know what else I can do. You purchase it. And in the meantime, Rukmini and then Narada and Satyavama, they all came into consciousness, got disrupted. The story is actually, when I heard this, so happy. I would have shared this story, my home program, Padma Prabhu heard this many times. So the reason I'm just saying, it helps our mood, the reflections of the year. What went right? What went wrong? How do you tap this untappable? How do you go back to that the memory? It's supposed to have the deeper inclinations by our samskaras, reading, chanting, association, all those things. If you don't have, then that's the problem. But never late than before. We still have time. We still have time. We can still do. There's a few things I would say. So, what is service attitude? Three principles. What is the first one I said? Service attitude. The next is gratitude. Third is holy name. Service attitude. There's some of the quotes I got from our scriptures. We accept our limitations. When we develop a genuine service attitude, we accept our limitations. I'm not going to pose that I'm a master. I'm a part of the master's plan. I have my limitation. So I act resourcefully with whatever the capacity I was given without expectations. These are the definitions of service attitude. And then now, when we do that, we will be empowered with a purpose. And we see Krishna's hand in everything. Otherwise, there's no awareness, we cannot see Krishna. Even Krishna standing right next to us, even within us, we don't have awareness. So service attitude will power us through all the problems by His grace. He powers us through all problems. And it shapes our vision. It's very important. When I heard this, it's so beautiful. To shape our vision of the world and to shape the vision of our role in the world. To shape our vision of the world and also shape our vision of our role in the world. That only comes when you are aware. Next is what I already said. What Krishna wants me to do. What can I do in this given situation? And then next is when we develop that, fundamental base for service attitude is the gratitude. When we are not grateful, we cannot do that, as I said before. So when we practice daily this gratitude and daily basis, weekly basis, we can also practice same thing at the time of death. Without that, recently I was in Detroit when Mata was, I heard she left the body, and then body was invalid. She was a breathing vegetable. Memory is gone, everything is gone. But she was remembering Guru, and then miraculously when Guru came in the last minute, he was chanting, she came into consciousness because she was so sincere, it seems. That lady was sincere. It overcame the what is the power of gravity. She could not move, but her hands came together and then said, "Thank you, Guru Maharaj," and she left. Because why? Antakale cha mam eva. Krishna will help us to make us remember, because that's what we are telling him. I want you to remember. Sarvasya chaham huda sannavitva matta smriti gnanam apohanam cha. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm investing. That's what is my memory. Krishna, please help me. Krishna, please help me. I'm helpless. I need your help. So Krishna, that time he comes, he gave the power so that she could remember and she could move the hands and show her gratitude. If you don't practice on daily basis, what is the probability we can practice at the time of death? We blame. Why Krishna did do? Other lady, as we're talking, one lady, I shared this video. She's dying right now. She's extremely happy. Thank you, Krishna, for giving me the cancer. Now I know. She was telling to her guru, now I know I'm going to die like Parikshit. I have a time 7 days. She found out in 4 days before. She found out in 4 days before she's an advanced cancer, and then she only have a week to live, and she's extremely happy. That is the perspective. She's not advanced. She just recently joined ISKCON. The number of years has no value. So what we do in which mood we do, that's very important. And when we do that, small things. There's one more thing I want to say here. Yeah, it is better to remember Krishna with gratitude for ordinary things than forgetting Krishna in pursuit of great extraordinary things. We want to do so many things, big things, but I don't have even a small things to celebrate and grateful, but I want to do big things. He says it is better to remember Krishna with the gratitude of ordinary things than forgetting Krishna in pursuit of extraordinary things. So we don't want to do that. We don't want to be a shining star, study and win race, same thing daily, again, same thing again, and take the pleasure and with the gratitude. Thank you, Krishna. Whether I feel pain or pleasure, it doesn't matter. Keep doing it, same thing. And then eventually, when we develop that, that's where we can connect with the sound vibration. Nobody cannot storm the spiritual world without service attitude, without gratitude, which is the result, end results of service attitude. Service attitude plus gratitude equal to humility. Without humility, nobody cannot chant. Without proper chanting, we cannot create deeper impact. So we cannot show Krishna how serious we are, with sincere we are. So my dear devotees, this is what I wanted to say today. I just want to conclude what we discussed as a reflection of the year past, when we are starting a new year, and then at least we should be grateful what went right. But to be grateful, you have to have something to fall back. The fallback happens in the memory. The memory, what we invest, the time, energy, skills, and talents, whatever we had, if we invest that, a deeper impact in that memory and the consciousness, we can tap that untappable. So we talked about the story Narada Muni, Krishna and Arjuna, how even unconsciously conscious of Krishna. Most of us, we are conscious of Krishna, but unconsciously. When we chant, we sleep. When he's sleeping, he was chanting. Krishna's pervasive, is everywhere. His energy is everywhere. We can tap, not only in the temple and the deity, he's everywhere. But how do you tap that? Humility is the key. When we chant with that mood, with a gratitude, with a service attitude, there is no big service, there's no small service. Whatever it comes to us, what can I do? This is the one thing, if you remember the mantra, what can I do? But I don't want anything in return. Is anything I can do? It's not like in giving we receive, not by taking. So then we concluded the three aspects of service attitude and gratitude, and eventually service of chanting holy name. The chanting holy name will reveal. When it reveals, the floodgates opens. When that happens, that is the moment we are all hankering. Ananda Chinmaya Abhyasar. We are all looking for that Ananda. It is there within, but we don't want to invest the time. When it reveals, then that is actually the perfection of the life. Thank you very much. I was planned to start by 12:20, but I went a little over. But if any comments, questions, corrections? Yes, bro.
What are the ways of implementing?
Practice. I'm not humble, but I want to be humble. But we should be, we cannot fake it. There we have to be genuine and honest. So that only comes a step before humility is the gratitude. That is, anybody can do. To practice gratitude consistently, and then that leads to state of humility. But we don't have to wait for that long. But however, you can practice. And then if we are sincere, Prabhu, you know, before humility comes, what happens? Humiliation comes. When Krishna loves you, he'll put in a situation, one after problem, other problem. Misunderstandings. People judge you, so many things, this and that. But somehow or other, we have to hold on. Never give up, and you have to move on. From that humiliation, which is the base of service attitude, which we're not supposed to give, which is the base of gratitude, it leads through humiliation to humility. And that humble state, Krishna reveals. There is no a formula where you can drink a tonic, it comes. It has to practice. Devotion service is a dynamic. What works you may not work for him. What works you may not work for her. Each person, each situation, what works today may not work for tomorrow. It's a dynamic. That is the beauty of bhakti. But if keep doing, trying in each situation. That's the reason I was just telling Alankar the other day. You were saying, like, you know, there are a lot of devotees downstairs. Remember what I said? We should not be attached to the crowd or what do you call that when you're alone? Seclude. We should attach to Krishna. You can find Krishna in both places. In seclude also will find, even the group also. People say, there's so many people I cannot do that. No, that means we're not. In every situation, how do you tap that untappable? Because otherwise, this is I, me, mine. When we replace I, me, mine, Krishna and center, it doesn't matter hell or heaven, thousands of people or nobody, or a painful situation, a palace under a tree. It doesn't matter. We can tap that, and He'll bring us every situation through humiliation. Without that, life is not complete. Narada Muni says in the first canto, I forgot the chapter, he says, even in the path of bhakti, even not understanding, which is non-bhakti, matter, which is Maya, is incomplete. We don't have the master of knowing Maya, but we have to be aware of that. One time Prabhupada said, Prabhupada, why are you talking about all this so much of Maya? Because we don't have enough fear about Maya. I would say so many times. So that's how my two cents. Thank you. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
See, we've been into this movement, some of us, for some time now. And in Krishna consciousness, as soon as one comes in, the first thing that you will hear has all the necessary ingredients to take him back to God. That is, we come to know that we are not these bodies, we are spirit souls, part and parcel of Krishna. This place is not our home is a spiritual world. The process by which one can get a connection to the Lord is given by Chaitanya Prabhu, and that is to chant the holy names of the Lord. And then we are being told as to how we can deepen our connection by service, with a service attitude. We come to understand the temporary nature of this world, that there's nothing in this world, and practically we all know that. And every day, every aspect of our lives, our environment, everything we see around is reminding us that what we are hearing is actually true. Our own bodies testify that what we are hearing is true. That we were not like this, we were young like this young boy. We are growing, we are losing hair, our teeth are moving out, and it's all indication that we are in a dreaming state. This is an illusion, we have been told. But after hearing all this, the most important thing that we need in life is Krishna. And the best friend that we need in life is Krishna. And we come to understand that people can reject us in the world. The friends are going to reject us, the husband, the wife, the children. You become alone when we pass out. Nobody will follow us, but Krishna will follow us. So we understand all these things. And we know the important thing to do is to be attached to this Krishna. Because when nobody is there, he will be there for us. Now my question is, after hearing all these things, and knowing that everything is just vanity, temporary, things that are not profitable to us, to the soul, we attach to those things very well. We are so eager, we are so, we do everything possible to acquire those things that are rubbish. Sometimes we do sleepless nights, waiting to get up in the morning and get something rubbish. Things that cannot help the soul, cannot take the soul to its destination. We are so attached and we are eager to get those things. How come that the truths that we come to realize, we feel lazy in practicing those truths, knowing very well that we can die today or tomorrow, and we push those truths aside and we follow illusion? What is the psychology that one can come back and realize these things and practice wherever he is?
Yeah, so Prabhu, Arjuna asked the same question. There is a Bhagavad Gita, Dhyaito Vishayam Putra Sanghas Jayate Kama. Krishna.
That is because of attachment. As you said, the answer is in the question itself. I know it, I experienced it, I heard it. Is it so? If it's so, then we will not feel it. Since we do not feel it, we thought we know it, but we didn't know it. What is the answer? If
It, as I said, Bhakti Maharaj said,
you will get what you want. But right now, I'm superficial. My sincerity or seriousness, it is only on the scratch on the surface. If I am serious, nobody in the world can stop us. Krishna is waiting. We only have two hands to stop him. He has many hands to invite him. We are so adamant. So, Prabhu, one thing I'll tell you, when we ditch Krishna, we can ditch anybody. When we ditch Krishna and came here, we can ditch anybody. So we can cheat also anybody. We can cheat ourselves also. In the name of devotee, we can do so many things. Other day, my godfather was saying in lecture, purpose of Bhagavad Gita, one day there was a seminar. So many people have so many things. Free of karma, peace of mind, the constitution position, this and that. The concluded, Chaitanya Prabhu was saying, he gave a beautiful analogy to challenge our misconceptions. I have so many things in my mind. What I think is better. What I think Krishna should do. Plan is me, coming from me. Execution is himself. Even on the path of bhakti. Even on the path of bhakti, go back to spiritual Lord. I am putting the plan for him. How he should take me back to Krishna. So do you think Krishna will look at? We think we know. I heard it. Do you really heard it? As I said, you sing Krishna. I can ask close eyes of everybody, and I can ask what Krishna dress color, what is the Krishna's armpit, what jewelry. We're seeing it for past 45 minutes. Did we see it? We're chanting. Are we re-chanting? That is the purpose today. We are doing Krishna conscious activities. Are we conscious of Krishna? That is the seventh one of this class today. How do we undo that? Going to Kshipta, Vishesha Kshipta Muda, which we discussed. Going to the Ekagrata. Whatever we do with a sincere seriousness, without ulterior motives, putting all our energy to please Krishna, and you see the miracle. A person thinks they know, that means we don't know. If we know, that means we know it. Then we do that. We will never leave Krishna. He will never let us down. At the end of the day, Krishna is going to strip off one by one all misconceptions. Wife, husband, brother, sister, so-called devotees, so-called friends, all the things, temple president role, GPC role, even guru role. There are some gurus, some God. What we think is actually the fundamentally Bhagavad Gita challenges on Swarupa, not Swadharma, not Swabhava, Swarupa. What is my constitutional position? Servant of servant of servant. If a person lives on that principle, Anta Kalecha Mamaiva. I'm dying every second. It's not like I'm dying at the end. I'm dying every second. That Anta Kalecha Mamaiva can applicability every second. That gives me Sarvasya Chaham Muddha Sarnavishto. Matta Smriti Gnanam Abohanam. It comes to remembrance, forgetfulness. Because I chose forgetfulness, Krishna is giving that unwillingly. So, but if I change that back, I want you in my life. I don't have anybody other than you. You are the only shelter. And I say, people say, be careful what you ask. Be careful what you ask. If you're not ready, we should be honest. I know one day I will get there. If you really want to be Krishna consciousness, the person in front of standing Krishna and ask this question and be ready. It can be days, Prabhu. Krishna can show what Krishna showed to Markandeya Rishi, one night of Brahma, one night of creation of Brahma, creation and destruction. Billions, trillions of years in a fraction of a second. Can you imagine 11th canto Bhagavatam? At billions and trillions of years, activities which he went through pain and pleasure in a fraction of a second. That is the potential of Krishna. But are we ready? He was ready. Are we ready, like Yashoda, to go through the pain? Are we ready to go through the pain like Devaki? Are in front of her 6 children brutally killed? Are we ready? There is a pastime here. Krishna is holding a mountain. The devotees inside. The people, most of us standing at the edge. Just in case if you shake us, if fell up, I can jump off. Most of us, that's where we are. If it doesn't work, I'll jump off. If not, I'll go inside. If you have a faith of walking under that mountain, having faith, Krishna will protect me. Nothing will touch, like Prahlad Maharaj. You walk into the fire. Do you have that audacity? Do you have that faith? Then only the bhakti is a byproduct. The Krishna will become a servant, like how you are massaging Arjuna's feet. Your question has answer in it.
Yeah, very much, very much. So you know the faith, I think someone will not come here if he doesn't have faith. Someone will not come and sit down.
Faith is there. Faith has gradations. Faith has gradations.
40 minutes if he has no faith. The person will not try to chant or do.
Is it okay if it's going a little bit? You can extend some more time?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Say Haribol. Okay. At least I got some. Keep going.
Yeah. So you
Come here if you don't have faith. You don't try to practice for all these years if you don't have faith. Is it because we don't have faith or we don't believe what we are hearing? Because if I have faith in my job, I know if I go to work for 5 days, at the end of the week, I'll have such and such amount. Even in the rain or snow or cold, I'll go to work. So the motivation is that I know I'm going to make some money, so I'll go.
Correct.
So that is my faith. And the faith
If they don't pay, you go.
Without pay, I will not go.
So that's the answer.
Yeah.
Because
So I know I will have that money, and so I'll go. So if we have that faith in Krishna, if we have that faith that what we are doing will take us back to God, then why are we not practicing?
that's a question. Krishna has asked same thing. Sometimes devotees saying chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare. Sometimes I see devotees putting the bucket on the head, chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. And some devotees saying, Krishna is thinking, what are you trying to do? Yes, Mother.
It's also mentioned that there's 4 types of persons who surrender to Krishna. Everybody doesn't want to go back to God.
Correct.
So you're saying why? Because they have other motivations. And also, I just wanted to share a story that happened just 2 days ago. His Grace
Murari
Gupta.
Gupta.
He's a disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami for 80 years. He was distributing books and in charge of Harinam Press. Did so much service. And his age was 93.
Wow.
So after some time, he wasn't able to physically engage in that seva anymore. And as Bhakti Tirtha Swami was sharing, during his final pastimes, is that Krishna takes everything away.
Yeah.
So it got to a point where he couldn't even, he had to get a wheelchair. He had to get a walker. He couldn't walk anymore. But, he wasn't even going to the temple. But he was at home and he was still chanting. And so, on Friday, in the evening, he passed away.
Krishna.
So, his good wife, Padma Devi, she sent me a text to tell me that he had left his body. So I spoke to her the next day, and she said that it was a good day. He was doing good all day. He got up, she bathed him, and she dressed him, and she shaved him, fed him his breakfast. Mother Padma, she took care of her husband like she takes care of the kids. So much fun. she said he had his lunch, he walked around with his walker, as he normally does. And then after she fed him dinner, he said, I want to go lay down now. He said, I'm feeling tired. So she put him, dressed him in his pajamas and put him to bed. So she said, what happened was, when it was time for her to put her home deities to rest, when she went into her temple room, it felt a little cold. And so she decided to check on Murari to make sure that he wasn't feeling cold. So when she entered the room, she said he was gurgling. When death is on you, you have this gurgling sound in your throat. She said she could hear him gurgling, and so she went over to him and she was saying, Murari, Murari, Murari. And then she said she started chanting Hare Krishna. And even with the gurgling in his throat, he started chanting Hare Krishna.
Wow.
And then he just left. So we all have to take this final test.
Correct.
That, because it was described,
Yeah.
I don't know exactly where it's described, but it was saying it when death comes, the temperature of the body goes very high,
And low.
and then it goes very low, and the mind is spinning.
32,000 Scorpios
And whatever-
fighting in the same place.
Gave you the greatest pleasure, you focus on that one thing, and then the mind stops. So if you engage in devotional service under the guidance of your beloved spiritual master with sincerity, and even if you don't have a lot of faith, if you have a little bit of faith, and take those instructions of your spiritual master to heart and do the best that you can.
Correct.
Your spiritual master will come for you. He will come for you and beg Krishna to take you back.
Thank you, Mother. Thank you very much. So I'll end the class here. I'm going to other notice want to have. This is a wonderful discussion. This is what happens. January 1st, we are all attentive. I hope this continue for rest of the year. As I said, 75% of the resolution took on January 1st. It will end by January 3rd week. So we don't want to be part of it. Even if it is part of it, keep trying again. So I wish you all the best. And then the one humble request is that take bhakti serious. Whatever you do, put your heart, even little, it doesn't matter. And with that, show Krishna he's prominent part. And he comes devotees, he comes family. Whatever he brings, it comes with that. So, and then whatever you do sincerely, seriously, with our day motives, if you do it, as I said, the story of Arjuna. The day comes where we will be singing Krishna's glories even in the sleep, unconsciously. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Radha Nattabar ki. So I see Govind Prabhu is here. Arati